also known as the closing paragraph or the concluding paragraph. What is opening paragraph? The opening paragraph serves an introduction to the letter. So it is also known as introductory paragraph, which leads to the subject of the letter. In opening paragraph, the writer begins his letter with introduction. He always talks about the purpose behind writing the letter, and therefore it has to talk about the subject, the reference of previous letter, with date and number of previous letter, if any. That means, take for example, that if you are writing a letter of inquiry, in the very beginning of the letter you have to tell that you are dealing in this kind of goods. Take for example that you are writing a letter of inquiry for fountain pens or ball pens, that in the very first paragraph that you have to mention that you are dealing in inquiry, you are dealing in fountain pen and ball pens, and you are interested in purchasing the goods. That means you have already introduced the topic. The opening paragraph often expresses the letter writer's feeling on the subject, like pleasure, gratitude means thanks, regret. So opening paragraph should written that we are pleased to inform you, or we thank you very much for your letter of inquiry, or we are sorry to inform you that. When you are writing a letter, don't start with a stereotyped sentences like we beg to inform you or we are sorry to inform you. These are the stereotype sentences, so avoid it when you are writing the business letter. Next. Second is the main communication. The central paragraph is the heart of the whole body, which contains the gist of the main message in the letter. The main communication is generally consisted of one paragraph when the letter has a single message. This main communication is the most important part, where you have to talk about the purpose, the real purpose, that what exactly you want to write. And it contains the gist. Gist means this is the main point of the message, that whatever you want to tell, you have to tell very clearly that this letter is written for this purpose. And as a rule, it is a general rule, it is not a fixed rule. As a rule, in the main communication, generally a one paragraph is written. But when you are writing any business letter, there is no any hard and fast rule, there is no fixed rules that it always contains one paragraph. If the letter has more than one messages, if the letter has one than more topics, at that time you can add, you can include second paragraph in as a main communication also. So there is no any rule that you should write only one paragraph in main paragraph. And when we talk about the body of the letter, some students always ask about the size and length of the letter. Here I would like to tell you that the length of the letter is not important, the size of the letter is not important, but as a rule we must follow that a business letter or the body of the letter, they should always be moderate in size. The business letter should not be too long, and at the same time it should not be too short. So the length of the paragraph depends upon the content or the nature of the message, what exactly you want to write. That thing should be included in the main paragraph. So in main communication, generally the writer always writes one paragraph, but if we have some more information, more messages, then you can go for the second paragraph also. And the last paragraph is known as the concluding paragraph, the final paragraph, the closing paragraph, which gives a letter a finishing touch. It concludes the letter and brings it to the end. Last paragraph is also the most important paragraph, because it always leaves the permanent impression on the receiver's mind. So when you end the letter, you always talk about the specific action. That means the closing paragraph should always end with a request. You have to request about the action, that what exactly you want to do, or what exactly what things that you want to get from the receiver. So you talk about the specific request, specific action on the part of the receiver. Next, please.
The closing paragraph.
Thus, the last paragraph always ends the letter in a very effective and polite way. One important thing that I would like to add here is that never end the letter with one sentence or a conventional participle, because if you will end a sentence in one sentence, or if you will end your letter with a conventional participle, all this thing is known as the sentence of loose construction, and such type of writing belong to the time of British businessmen, which is also known as business jargon. Business jargons are outdated today. Take for example that if you write awaiting the favor of your reply is the example of the business jargon, which is incorrect way of writing. Instead of that, you have to write we await for your reply is the right way of writing.
Vipul bhai, here I would like to add something, one more thing. See friends, many time what happens, many people, many students consider subject line as a regular part of the business letter, and they write down the subject line. See here, subject line is occasional part of business letter, and in what cases the subject line is written, I would like to emphasize on that. See, if the body of the letter contains more than one messages, so in that case, to indicate the important message, to highlight the important message, we write down the subject line. So the receiver at a glance can get that the letter contains this message. So this is what I wanted to add. Now, Vipul, please.
The sixth important part of the business letter is complementary clause. Complementary clause is written when we complete our letter. It is a little courtesy that we show at the end of our communication. Take for example that if we are departing and at that time we say goodbye. Similarly, when we are ending our letter, at that time we have to write the complementary clause. What is complementary clause? I would like to explain you very simple, that at the end of the letter we write yours faithfully, yours sincerely, yours truly. All these are the complementary clauses. But the most important thing about the complementary clause that is used in business letter is yours faithfully is the most formal complementary clause, and sometimes yours sincerely is also used, sometimes yours truly is also used. Complementary clause, after the complementary clause you have to put comma. Complementary clause always ends with the comma, and please remember the first word, the first letter of the first word should be capitalized, and remaining all the words should be in the small letters. So in complementary clause there can be two words. Generally there are two words, yours faithfully, two words, but why should be capital? And when you are talking about the three words, yours very truly, at that time the first letter of the first word should be capitalized. And it has been found that during the assessing the paper that most of the students commit mistake by putting the sign of apostrophe s in the complementary clause.
See
so
here,
don't put any sign of apostrophe s while writing the complementary clause. These are the some example of the formal complementary clause. If you are writing dear sir, dear madam, or dear Mr. at that time you can write yours faithfully or faithfully yours. This set is very commonly used in Britain. Then this is another set of formal complementary clause. Don't use apostrophe s. I have
Previously
on your
explained.
screen you can say that the example is given. Apostrophe s is a wrong way, but you have to write yours faithfully. It is the correct way. Signature is the last important part of the business letter. Without signature, the letter is incomplete. Every business letter must be signed. Signature is written below the complimentary clause. What is the purpose of signing the letter? The signature is a symbol that makes the letter legally valid. Signature talks about that who is responsible for writing the letter. Thus, the signature has a legal value. It also indicates whom the reply should be addressed to. So, when you are writing a signature, please remember that don't put any courtesy title when you are signing. If you are signing, don't add Dr. Chetan Joshi. Just you have to sign Chetan Joshi, and below it you can write your name, that Dr. Chetan Joshi. But when you are signing the letter, you please don't add any courtesy title, because there is no rule to write the courtesy title before the signature. And at last you can see various example of signatures. One more important thing, here you will find that signature should always be handwritten.
Handwritten,
It should not be written by the rubber stamp, or it should not be typewritten, or it should not be rubber stamped. So never use rubber stamp for the signature. Now you will see the various example of signature. When a woman is signing a letter, at that time it is necessary to write whether she is married or whether she is single. If she is married, she can write Mrs., and if she is single, she can use Miss.
Okay.
When a part, yes.
Okay, friends, as you have what is was in that all these regular parts of business letter. See, friends, as time does not permit, therefore we have to conclude. We hope that you would have enjoyed. Thank you very much. If you have any queries, any questions, you can call us. The number of phone number is I think scrolling on your television screen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sandhan, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.